All right, this black conservative is totally exposing Democrat hypocrisy when it's found that they fund racist groups.
So I'm the villain because I'm black and walked away from the Democratic Party, but when the DOJ exposes money laundering from the left paying millions of dollars to the KKK, it's crickets. You people have nothing to say now. The Southern Poverty Law Center has been charged with wire fraud after funneling over $3 million of donor funds to racist groups like the KKK and the American Nazi Party. Most of the racism you hear about is a false flag. Pretending that racism is a current systemic issue is profitable and easy to exploit for political leverage. The same party that started those hate groups is the same party that's keeping those hate groups' legacies alive. So think about that at the midterms rather than just the mean tweets.
Absolutely. Okay, so that's Xavier over there at PragerU, and he makes a really good point about this report that just came out, which actually found that the Southern Poverty Law Center was getting tens of millions of dollars, all right, from, Democrat left-wing groups, et cetera, donors, dark money, Soros, who name one, right? So he was getting all of this money and then was actually funding these hate groups. It was funding the KKK. It was literally funding white nationalist groups. It was funding neo-Nazi groups. It was funding groups that literally trafficked in the actual racism that they claimed to be trying to eradicate. And so the bigger point that this makes is a point about the fact that actual, real, virulent racism in this country is so low. The preponderance of it is so rare that they literally have to fund it to keep it alive so that they have something to quote unquote fight against, right? So they have something to make, low IQ black liberals constantly angry, constantly fearful, constantly ginned up, constantly feeling as if their lives are in danger. All right, due to all the racism that exists. And it's very interesting that you didn't hear a lot about that on the mainstream media. You didn't hear a lot about this on MSNBC. This is one of those things that came out and kind of like goes around the conservative internet, right? But the mainstream media won't touch that. You know why? Because the mainstream media traffics in some of the same kinds of crap that the Southern Poverty Law Center was actually funding. All right. So the next time you hear one of these Democrats or you see one of these Democrats talking about how much racism there is, about how blacks are fearful or we're going to get attacked or killed by police or doing all of this stuff, you may want to ask them if they are so afraid of racism. If racism is such a bad idea, if racism is the thing that they are trying to eradicate from America, and from the planet in general, then why do they keep funding it?